Well, the next set of trials that would help really inform lower extremity peripheral intervention will not be popular with the manufacturers, but they really have to do with head-to-head trials. We have a panoply of different therapies available for the SFA, from stents to drug-coated stents to plain old balloon angioplasty, soon in this country to drug-coated balloons, atherectomy, laser, specialty balloons like chocolate and cutting and scoring balloons. For a while we had cryoplasty. We have a whole host of different tools. There's no lack of imagination. And we also have lots of different approaches to these lesions in terms of crossing the lesion. So chronic total occlusion can be done with a wire and a catheter, but many times will be subintimal, versus a more directed approach to try to stay within the true lumen of the vessel using things like the Aviger Ocelot and some of the other devices that are available. So this variability makes it very difficult for us to really set down a default standard for therapy in this area. So why is that important? Determining some of the rank order utility of these different devices and their synergies potentially is important because right now I think there may be a possible clearer pathway to a more unified approach to SFA intervention, which will benefit patients, which is what this is all about. So if we could imagine that atherectomy, for instance, might be useful in any drug-coated or either stent or balloon, we'd want to use atherectomy more frequently, and we want to do that and make sure the government understands that that's important to pay for. Alternatively, if atherectomy is of little or no use in terms of long-term patency or securing the acute result, that would be an important finding as well. So there's another issue that's probably as relevant, which is on the regulatory side. Right now, the de facto standard of care is not clear. And so because of that, many new devices who come into the FDA seeking to get approval, and which may actually be paradigm changing, have a difficult time really understanding what their test should be. And the FDA, I think, is similarly challenged, and understandably so, in that regard. So I think the next series of trials, and they're already underway in Europe, will likely have to do with head-to-head trials of DCB and DES and atherectomy plus minus, DCB plus minus atherectomy. These are trials that are already started, and in different vascular territories like the common femoral and the SFA and so on. So I think and I hope we'll get some answers from these multi-center trials in Europe, and I'm hopeful that we'll be able to do some of those similar trials here in the United States.